Wear Testers.
Yo, what's good guys? It's Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we have an unconventional performance review, and it's because this shoe I'm not a huge fan of. So instead of breaking things down the way I normally do, I'm just going to talk about my dislikes and my likes, and just kind of go over the things that I feel worked for me and what didn't. I will still do performance scores if anybody's interested, so I will leave a direct link in the description box below. So with that being said, let's go ahead. Get right into it. Alright, so as you guys know, this is the Soldier 10. Came out a while ago. I do apologize. It's just not a shoe that I'm, like, every time I put it on, I really am not feeling it. Now, the first issue that I had with the shoe was actually my personal mistake. I wore no-show socks for the first go around, and that was no good. These things right here, the collar, they're a little stiff. Not horribly stiff, but just enough to where it really, chafed and rubbed my ankles raw. And it did it on both sides, on both ankles. It ended up scarring and all that kind of good stuff, so it took a while for those to even heal so that I could wear these things again. Now once that was done, I did wear them a few more times, and again, I'm just not super interested in this shoe because it just doesn't suit my needs. My dislikes for them are too great to where I'd even want to like put this in a rotation. That doesn't mean that the shoe is awful, because there are things that I definitely do like, but we're going to get into my dislikes real quick, and mostly that's just the tooling. So the midsole, the outsole, and the cushion. Now the outsole here, it worked for the most part, but where it really worked was right where you see it all really highly spaced out. It gripped the floor really well in these sections right here at the edges, and then right there at the toe. That's where I tend to push off, or I will use this stuff when I'm cutting or curling around the screen, and that area is so compact and tight that it just wouldn't grip the floor well, so it ended up causing me to slip. So that's the main thing that I disliked about the traction. Again, they're not horrible, it's just not as good as other stuff that I've had. I mean, there are plenty of traction options that are better than this stuff currently right now all the way around. Now the cushion is the other thing that I don't like, and this is the surprising part, because initially just seeing and hearing about the tech specs, I was really excited to play in these. What they feature is heel and forefoot zoom air within the Phylon midsole, and they are very thick zoom units, so they go like the full thickness from top to bottom of the actual midsole itself. Now the part where they went wrong is just the density of the Phylon. It's really firm stuff. It's really dense. It's lightweight, but it's very dense, so it's not very forgiving. And then on top of that, they really stuff those zoom units inside, so they're not able to expand when you're stepping on them and putting all your weight on it. And a zoom unit that can't expand and contract, well, it just doesn't have the same properties as normal zoom, which is exactly what the whole unlocked kind of theory or system is with Jordan Brand, is that they've kind of like removed the edges that surround the zoom, letting it do what zoom does best, which is like move and compress while you step on it. And it gives you kind of that springy feeling. These guys just felt really firm all the time. Knees were on fire, and that's how I mostly know when a cushion is not up to par, is just when my knees start really feeling like they're about to burn up. These guys had that. And it's very unfortunate, because the rest of the shoe I really actually like. So materials are really interesting. It's just a one-piece textile mesh upper, and then it's kind of shaped with the foam that's underneath that. And it's really comfortable stuff. It requires no break-in time whatsoever. And in case you guys haven't noticed already, there's absolutely zero laces on here. There is no laces whatsoever. I think it's the first basketball shoe that actually is like that. Now, of course, you have the fuse and the high wear areas, which has been pretty normal as of late, and that's pretty much the upper. I do really like it. I like how it feels. I like how it fits. It's not a one size fits all type situation though, which is the kind of like the downside, I guess. If you have a really wide foot or a really high arch, these might pose a small problem for you. But for me, they fit me perfectly, and I really enjoyed the way that they felt. So I guess take that for what it is. Now the lockdown was actually really nice, surprisingly, again, just because there's only 3 straps for however many laces a shoe normally has, anywhere between like 4 to 9 or whatever. Now most of the lockdown's actually coming from these 2 straps here. This one right here is not really a lockdown strap. What it actually does is when you tighten it up right here, it prevents the foot from rolling over this section of the shoe. It's just kind of containing the section right there and keeping it in place. And these 2 areas are mainly your lock down. They strap your foot in, they strap your foot back, right into the back of the heel here. It's a really interesting design. It works really well, surprisingly, and you know, for what it is, I really appreciate this. I really think that this would have been a dope shoe though, had they been a low. I've said this before, but if you would have cut this off right there and just had it like that, man, that would have been so sick. I would have been able to rock my no-shows, no problem. And that is pretty much it. You know, like I said, the stuff that I just didn't like are the two things that I really require in a basketball shoe personally, which is just cushion and then traction. Everything else on the shoe I thought was actually great. The issues that I had with the top area, you know, cutting my legs up and stuff, that was my own fault for wearing no-shows. Again, it was just a shoe where I was just like really not feeling it just because of a few things. And I'm not going to say that they're trash, but it's not a shoe that I would personally recommend, mostly because of the two items that I did not like. That's not to say that they're not going to appease some people, because some people might really enjoy it. If you're heavier, maybe you're going to be able to feel the zoom a little bit more. Who knows? All I can do is tell you my situation and my experience, and that was pretty much it. So again, I think it's a good shoe. I just don't think it's better than last year's. And the stuff that I did not like on the shoe were enough to make me never want to wear the shoe. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
What's going on, guys? It's Darren from WearTesters.com, and Nike gives their auto lacing sneaker the Hyper Adapt 1.0 an official release date, but with a caveat. Starting on November 28th, the self-lacing sneaker from Nike that is definitely marked